Are you a business owner looking to grow your business in South Africa? Tune in to the Blaze podcast with Telkom Business. Learn from the experts and get tips on marketing, finance, innovation, and more. Blaze with Telkom Business.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Telkom Business Blaze podcast, where we explore the pivotal role of connectivity in driving success for businesses across the spectrum. Today, we're delving into the significance of connectivity, especially for small, medium, and micro enterprises, public sector organizations, and large enterprises, all through the lens of mobile technology. I'm Mashudu, your host for this episode. Let's get straight into it by introducing our guests.
Hi, my name is Desiree Letshabo. I look after Telkom Business Sales Mobile.
Yep.
And under that we have SMEs, we have public sector, and we have large corporates. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Othibile Keitumetse, and I support the team through the commercials. So I'm the senior manager for solution pricing and product profitability.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I really look forward to this conversation, especially how important it is for SMEs to be thinking about connectivity. And just to start off with, how crucial is mobile technology or mobile connectivity for SMEs in today's business landscape?
So SMEs are important. They are the cornerstone of this country. They are the backbone of the economy. And Telkom realizes that. And so what we do is we've gone out and designed solutions that will speak to SMEs. And so the solutions enable the SMEs, our connectivity enables SMEs to be able to be agile. So what do I mean by that? They can make real-time decisions anywhere, anytime. They can be either be at a coffee shop, be at home, real-time decisions. They can be flexible. Flexibility in the sense that, they can move up and down as they want. They can work with their teams remotely if they need to. You don't necessarily need, the old traditional offices to be able to, brick and mortar to be able to operate, to get your operations going. You can be flexible. You can be outside the country. And so our solutions allow for that, because literally everything can be done on your handset. You can be done on your tablet. You can run your R1 million operations off your handset. So we also ensure that we offer security, to the SMEs, cloud solutions that will allow them to feel very comfortable and secure wherever they are, wherever they are transacting. Because, you can make payments, you can reach your target audience from your handset, from your tablet, from your computer, wherever, anytime. So, so we realize that, we know that, and we ensure that our solutions stay relevant. During COVID, we tailored solutions to allow SMEs to operate differently. We were caught off guard, a lot of us, so we had to, and Telkom was quick to change its solutions to allow and enable SMEs to be able to operate efficiently, effectively during the time of COVID.
If a SME decides, I definitely understand the value of this, what considerations would you say those SMEs have to be looking for a mobile connectivity partner?
Well, SMEs, I could be an SME. SMEs are very cost conscious. Every penny counts, especially during this very depressed, very strained economy. So it's whatever solutions they're looking for must be cost effective. Flexibility is what they want. Innovation. They want to be innovative because competition is cutthroat out there. So network. Our data that allows them to communicate with their employees, allows them to communicate with their clients, from anywhere. So coverage is an important issue to them. Yeah, I don't know, Uti, if you want to add anything?
Yeah, I would just say maybe also, ease of contracting, which is something that is critical to SMEs because they don't want to be buckled down with long-term contracts or difficult contracts. So the easier the contract for them to do business with us, which is something that we're very good as Telkom Business Mobile, that we give them that flexibility that when things don't work according to plan, they're able to walk away from the situation without heavy penalties and things like that.
Yeah. You mentioned very early on about, also serving the public sector as well. Public sector organizations usually have very unique needs versus, say, SMME or individuals. How do you see mobile connectivity playing a role in improving efficiency and services within the public sector?
Yeah, I think we all have our own experiences of the public sector. And that's why it's so crucial that we shouldn't leave the public sector behind when we're talking about digital transformation, when you're talking about digital equity, when you're talking about connectivity and mobility. Because all of us, at the end of the day, we depend on the government, the public sector for a plethora of needs and for them to service us. So it's very critical that we make sure that they understand the solutions that are coming from the players like Telkom Business Mobile, things like your APN that gives them added security, that gives them control on the data. There's no need for us to say that the private sector should work from home and the public sector cannot work from home. So the same solutions that we have, we just need to tweak them and make them compatible or work for the public sector. So it's very critical that we help them with digital inclusion.
Yeah, so we all know the president has talked about smart cities. And we work quite closely with government to ensure that innovation is factored into service delivery, and to ensure that relevance that speaks to the changing times has been factored in. In fact, currently as we speak, there's a contract that's running with government which was issued out to all mobile service providers called RT15. By National Treasury. So that contract is a mobile contract that was negotiated by National Treasury, and government was very clear about the type of solutions that we're looking for. So we had to craft solutions that spoke to their requirements, and there was a lot of digitization in there. And I spoke about SMEs earlier on, saying that cost cutting was important, and so the reason National Treasury negotiated on behalf of the whole of government, all state organs, was because cost effectiveness was important. As you know, government is trying to cut down on wastage, so this particular contract speaks to that. So all service providers had to make sure that cost effectiveness was factored in there. And currently as we speak, that contract is running. And security was also an important factor. And so we had to craft our solutions to ensure that security was factored in there as well.
So we've spoken about SMMEs as well as, the public sector. Just to change pace a little bit, is, speaking about large enterprises, which usually have very complex infrastructure, how does mobile connectivity fit into the broader connectivity strategy of large businesses?
Very relevant. The nice thing about it operates quite similarly to public sector, although quicker in decision making. So what we're beginning to see as a pattern now, and it stems out of COVID as well. If you recall, during the time of COVID, there was a lot of requirement for remote working. But we are seeing that because of that particular pattern, employees have now adjusted to working remotely. And they've seen that they're even becoming more productive working from home. You don't have to stay in traffic and drive to work. So a lot of the large corporates have incorporated a hybrid model, right? So there are a lot of, some of their employees don't necessarily have to be at work, seated, bums in seats in the office, brick and mortar type thing. Only those that are required to be at the office, like, a lot of the IT teams and so on, in the office. So we've realized that, and we've designed and developed solutions that speak to that type of work setup. There's a particular solution that we have, which is called HBT. It's a converged solutions. So it allows the employee to, with ease, move to work, and the solution allows for you to then move all your work into a fixed line, fixed solution type of mode. And as soon as you leave the office, then you move into mobile. Then it allows you for that. It allows for that flexibility. So, and the good thing about working with large corporates is that we can easily tailor-make solutions depending on your operations. You know, you ask us to develop a solution for you or to tweak our solution to enable you to work a certain way. We are quite easily able to do so. The other thing that's important for large corporates is security, because a lot of us, you know, a lot of the, and you've seen it in the media, companies have been hacked.
Yeah.
You know, and so more and more, you know, security becomes, you know, the cyber security issues, security becomes an important factor. So we've tightened and developed and enhanced our security solutions, which are in demand, and I'm happy to say we've got one of the best, you know, we've even got cloud solutions that allow for, you know, protection of your whole network. And we're also able to, Oti spoke to that earlier on, it's a security solution of ours called an MPN. We are able to customize and design a network for your company only that no one else can access, you know. And now with the 5G as a technology emerging, we're going to overlay that on our 5G technology. So yeah, we're quite excited, and we get very excited working with some of these companies.
Yeah,
Oti,
I mean,
know?
Yeah. So it's what's critical with the large enterprises is to understand their pain points, understand their operations, so that we can tailor-make solutions that speaks to their unique environment. And that's where we can now customize things like our APNs, where we can customize things like our hosted business telephony, which is just a unified communications, just to make sure that they get connected, their operations are not disturbed, and also they're using the data to the best of its value. So the key thing for me there will be how to understand the environment, different environment, and we tailor-make or we custom-make solutions to that environment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Desiree, you actually mentioned, you know, 5G, and I had a question around this where, you know, everyone talks about the benefits of 5G technology, and how do you see 5G impacting mobile connectivity, specifically for businesses across the board?
I say, I'll jump onto it. 5G, it's a good enabler on the connectivity. It enhances connectivity. Of course, for one, it gives you, you know, phenomenal speed. It gives you low latency. So it allows things like video collaborations. It allows things that otherwise would not be been possible to do them on a video stream. So it's based on the business itself, it can also enhance the operations. And that's why Desiree was also talking about a private VPN.
Yeah.
Through 5G, we can do what we call a private 5G. So we take your operation and then we customize a private network just for your operations. And because 5G also allows you to do something called network slicing, you can even within your operation decide which operation takes which type of network. So it's a very important aspect of the business currently. It gives the business efficiencies and increases the productivity of the business.
Are there any challenges that can come from using 5G technology in terms of mobile connectivity?
Not necessarily, because remember, mobile connectivity is almost a tried and tested technology, and the 4G technology is a very advanced technology. So the 5G is just a top-up layer on top of the 4G, which brings more efficiencies to the 4G technologies. So there's not necessarily any disadvantages. Maybe if we were to talk cost, but again, there's something that we talk on customer to customer, especially when you're talking 5G or private 5G, because then you customize it to that. So the capex there might be a little bit more tricky.
Yeah.
So 5G is the new buzzword, right? And as we begin to talk AI, you know, That's the buzzword as well.
I was actually about to say 5G. I think it's less popular now. It's all AI.
AI. So AI will begin, because of the speeds that 5G can allow, will begin to incorporate AI, IoT solutions in there, and our network, has got those capabilities. And we're rolling out 5G. Because we're aware that a lot of these corporates and public sector will be looking for that. We are actually testing with some of our clients some of those solutions. Our 5G VPNs and some of the technologies currently being tested with various clients. So you'll begin to see more AI. Next time I'll be sitting with an AI machine.
I hope not. I really hope not.
So 5G will allow, because the capabilities that it has are unlimited.
Yeah. Just to go back to costs, like you mentioned, for SMEs that have limited resources, which most usually do, what are some of the cost-effective strategies they can implement to leverage mobile connectivity effectively?
Look, there are a lot of cost-effective solutions that they can look at. But I think starting off with just understanding that, you can run your business off your cell phone, literally. And so you don't necessarily need your brick and mortar. And if ever you do, there are solutions such as co-locating. These days, if you feel you absolutely must have a receptionist, a lot of the AI actually on your applications offer receptionist solutions, but you can co-locate with other SMEs, and use the service if and want. If you need a boardroom, if and when, so that. But also, what is important? We spoke about before an SME goes and buys the solutions from your service providers, there are certain tick boxes that he must look at. He must tick certain boxes, and it's understanding what he wants. You shouldn't necessarily go and over purchase a solution just because. Just because you heard that there's 5G and you want 5G, you need to understand why you want 5G.
Yeah. What
do your operations require 5G? Because 4G is a good technology. The speeds are just as good, So as an SME, you don't overbuy.
Yeah.
And also understand that you can scale up your solution, So if for now your operations just require 4G, then don't go overspend. So that's important. And then what's important is also within our teams, we have people that can, much as they're selling, they can advise you. They can advise you on what exactly you require and stay within your budget. If you understand this is my budget and this is what I need, talk to your salespeople, talk to your solutions architects. They will advise you and give you the advice as to what you need and how you can stay within your budget. So that's important. Budgeting is important.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So your SMEs, the cost, they also need to understand that there's no need for them to own everything or to buy everything outright. They can do things like software as a service, hardware as a service, so that they can focus on things that they are good at, or they can put their capex to things that generate actual revenues for them. So a lot of the other connectivity issues, they can leave it out to the likes of Telkom Mobile to support them with.
Yeah. I've never heard the term hardware as a service. How does that work? Because software as a service, that's quite simple. But hardware as a service, how different is that?
Yeah, so you take maybe a computer server. Instead of you buying the entire server, we can you rent it out to us. We buy the server and then we put Mashudu onto that server and we put someone else onto that server. All you do is
you can share.
Then you share the server. Yes.
Oh wow! Yes. I've never heard of that.
You see,
it really helps. Then,
like when you're an SME, right?
Yeah,
yes.
It makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
You've been mentioning security, a number of times because it's so important, especially in this mobile world, right? And security is a major concern for small businesses and for large businesses and the public sector as well. In handling sensitive data and being able to share information as safely as possible, how do you balance the need for mobile connectivity with security considerations as an SME or in the public sector or as a large organization?
Yeah. So it also goes down to breaking down your environment, your operational environment, so that we understand exactly where the threats are. And then eventually, I think ideally, you also don't want to be that guy that owns maybe the cloud, the cyber security software, but you want to outsource it to the likes of Telkom Business Mobile, because then we take the risk away from you and you don't have to pay upfront for huge development costs. So we give you that security, we give you that comfort that for your cyber security, we take it away from your list of headaches.
But what we can do as well, a lot of the security solutions that we have would sit down with you and understand what your requirements are.
Yeah.
And as a company, and we can configure the private network or the solution to allow different levels, your different levels of employees to access certain information within your company, your clients to access certain information within your company. So it just depends on your needs, and we can tailor make that security so that you tighten the risk of anybody hacking your system. Yeah.
I feel like there's a takeaway, whether it's from a cost perspective or a service perspective, where someone really needs to understand their needs as a business.
Absolutely.
In order to really understand what they want to be able to get as a service or any product as well. I think that's very important. I hope everyone's really understanding how important that is.
And if you don't know, we specialize in that. We have experts that sit and can give you the right advice before you go out and buy a service. So we can advise you so that you can then understand your requirements if you don't. So we give good advice. If I had to say so myself.
See, what an AI can't do is give some personality. Okay. How do you see mobile connectivity evolving in the future, right? And what trends should businesses and entrepreneurs be looking out for in this space?
Okay, with 5G, as much as we are still sort of in the early phases of 5G, especially in South Africa, connectivity is going to be almost a given. So the trends are, what's going to matter is what you use or what you do with that connectivity. For example, things like your AI and robotics, they need the 5G capabilities. So every business, every public sector needs to make sure that when it comes to connectivity, they have the right connectivity, whether is it through an APN, whether is it through maybe fixed connectivity, but it has to be the right connectivity that gives them the right bandwidth, so that with that, then they can be able to do whatever they need to do as part of their objectives within that particular business. So one of the biggest trends within the connectivity space is to make sure that you have the right data at the right speed, and you have it at the right space, which we normally know in business, that data must be mobile, it must be able to move with your business operations.
And there's so consumers are becoming more and more demanding and more independent. We are all demanding to access information quicker, to be able to serve ourselves. If I go on a client's portal or on a company's portal, I want to be able not necessarily to call and wait on the phone. I want to be able to, to access that information quicker, purchase something very quick. So, self-service is becoming more and more of a service that's required by companies. There's a lot of talk about omni-channel. Omnipresence, and I'm not talking about God here, but omni-channel just simply means I can go online. For example, if it's a store, maybe Mr. Price or whoever that I want to purchase from, I can go online and look at something that I like and seamlessly move into the store and go and maybe check the address. I've already seen what the price is like and go and transact, or I can do the whole thing online, or I can do the whole thing in store, or I can go online, purchase and go and collect. You've seen even these days with the with checkers and pick and pay. People buy online and then things get dropped off. In fact, they'll even ask you, do you want to pick it up or do you want Do you want it to be dropped off? That's all part of omni-channel experiences. So lots of transactions happening that way, and we're going to see that happening more and more. Some of our clients, that come to telecommunication companies such as ourselves, are asking for that type of those kind of solutions. Because that guy on the go who's going to drop off that grocery has a tablet. He's connected. He's talking to the client. He's talking to checkers or to pick and pay. So constant communication on the go. So we're beginning to see more and more of that.
I really have appreciated this amazing conversation about how important this field is. Are there any final, just thoughts or advice you'd give to a SMME that's considering this and needs to really start thinking about how they put it into their business and really be able to use it to be more efficient, be more effective, and become a lot more successful as well?
Yeah. I would say they need to do a little bit more of homework before they get themselves into contracting or into solutions that might not work for them. Let them understand the environment, what works and what will not work, and then they must be open when they come to service providers with their problems, so that we can also give them the right solutions based on what they need or what their operational environment looks like.
Yeah, look, Oti took the words right out of my mouth. But what I also want to say to some of the SMEs is that, look for advice, do your research. When you go online, to just research about some of these companies that you want to contract with, you'll find that they also give a lot of support financially to SMEs, or even if it's not financial, some form of support in terms of training or SMME hubs. For example, at Telkom we have what we call feature makers that supports the SMME environment. It works with SMMEs. So if you're looking for a different type of support or even financial, do your research, find out how we can help you before you just jump and get yourself tied up into financial what can I call it, financial complexities or
there's
contracting.
No AI that helps like this. I'm just chipping in.
The AI would have just looked at me like face.
Not on the script.
Exactly. AI only follows scripts.
Contractually, before you bind yourself into that contractual obligations, talk to us. But also look at what kind of support we can give you. So over and above just selling to you, we can give you support. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. I really have appreciated our conversation. I really hope that everyone else has as well. I think it's a very important part of your business, and you can really, really start to think about how it can change things for you as well. As we wrap up today's insightful discussion on the Telkom Business Blaze podcast, we've explored the critical role of connectivity for businesses of all sizes, with a special focus on small, medium, and micro enterprises, public sector organizations, and large enterprises, all viewed through the lens of mobile technology. Thank you for joining us, and remember, staying connected is key to unlocking success in today's dynamic business landscape. Thank you.